Everybody. How are you today? It's a beautiful day here in New York because we are living and breathing. Forget about the weather. Weather's crappy, but I'm here. So it's been a while since I came on live. I've kind of been slacking. I am a slacker. What could I tell you? I'm a slacker. But it's hard to do things when you're all by yourself trying to come up with ideas as an independent designer and entrepreneur. But I've been working on my kitchen and bath design academy website and working on launching a new website for myself, bringing it all together, all trying to make the process of finding out about the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy a little more cohesive, and with Allison Solar, your educator. So it's been a work in progress. And I'm working on changing up the format and the look and the delivery of my core courses with the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. Now, for those of you that don't know about the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, I am Allison Solar, the founder of the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. And the reason I created the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy was because I saw there was no resources out there for kitchen and bath education for designers, for interior designers. When I went to interior design school, there was no class or session or quarter or anything that gave information about kitchen and bathroom design that would delve in more deeply into the kitchen design and bathroom design. So as I transition my business and things are always changing, we know we're always from one, everything changes. Even my logo changes. And all the times we think about, oh, everything has to be so right at the very beginning. It doesn't have to be so right at the beginning. As long as it's out there and you can morph it and change it and modify things as you see fit, as what the people are asking for, what you feel the designers are taking away. So my business, my logo, everything has kind of morphed. So in this new rebirth of getting my Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, my vision to be as big as what it is in my mind, let that be in reality. Because in my mind, the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy is like freaking fabulous. It's really great. You know what? It is really great because there's no place else out there to learn what I teach. And I teach as a kitchen and bath designer, interior designer, specializing in kitchens and baths. I fell in love with kitchen and bath design as a newer designer when I graduated FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology here in New York. And I fell in love with this kitchen design and bathroom design that I never knew that I would. I always thought like, oh, it's not interior design. But here it is, 32 years later. I love what I do, and I'm a pro. I know so much that you can learn so much from me because my language, my wheelhouse, my knowledge is kitchens and bathrooms. And I've spent my years educating myself, challenging myself, learning new things. Constantly, I'm getting better and better and better. So, where do you start with the kitchen design and bathroom design? Where do you start? So I Googled it. Where can I learn it? There were not many places. There was like, if you go to college, it could be part of your curriculum, like it might be one of the courses in your interior design program. But if I wanted to really learn all about kitchens and bathrooms, because let me tell you, there's a lot to know about kitchen design and bathroom design, and it's extremely technical. Form follows function. Bathroom design, kitchen design is all about function. It is a scientific, mathematical, ecological, ergonomical design dilemma. Okay. It's not about the color and the pictures and the textures. That all comes after. That's the second part of our design. But the beginning and the basis for kitchen and bathroom design is extremely technical. So, having done my research and also then having taught a class for a couple of semesters for kitchen design and bathroom design specifically, I developed these really core courses of what I feel a designer needs as their foundation. What do you need to measure? What questions do you ask? How do you go about starting the project after you've done all of your research and your intake with the customer and you've figured out how many times a year they celebrate holidays, how many people they entertain? They have a dog, they have a cat, they have allergies, they have an older person living in that, whatever their situation is. You do all your research ahead of time, you're measuring, and then you go into the science of it. What are the guidelines? How do I start a project? How do I know it's a good kitchen design or a good bathroom design? Well, there are guidelines. Is a big book full of kitchen and bath design guidelines. It's a big fat book. But you know what? Out of this big fat book, you're really the foundation and the core are like 15 core things you need to know, 10 core things you need to know. You don't need to know 35 because not right away. Maybe you'll grow on that. But in the beginning, you need the foundation. So you need the basics for the guidelines. You need to know how to measure, what questions to ask. Then, now what do I do? How do I go back to my showroom? How do I start planning the project? Do I put in my appliances first? Do I put in cabinetry first? What is my mind frame for putting together a kitchen design? How do I view it? How do I think about it? Because it's different doing a kitchen and a bathroom than it is doing a living room and a dining room. And it's much more flexible in those rooms. You have much more wiggle room. You can be more creative and move things around. In the kitchen, it's technical. Things are getting screwed into the wall and they're going to stay there for 30 years, 25 years. So it's very technical and it's long lasting. So all your research has to be really important. So we go from the questions to figuring it out. And now I have my first initial meeting with the client. Did you know that for your first initial meeting with the client, you do not need to have color renderings? You do not need to have a specific, fantastic, spectacular presentation for the customer. What you need to have are technical drawings, basic, black and white, perspective drawings. Let the customer actually see in a picture, because people can't understand abstract, they can't understand a floor plan, but they can understand a perspective. So once you give them those drawings, the customer will look at those drawings and modify as you go. So that first initial presentation to the customer, after you've done your design and your initial design concept, you might have two different concepts or one that you want to go with. But once the customer sees that document, they will be able to now get into the feeling of being in their space. They will be able to visualize, oh, my sink is there. Well, where am I going to put away my glasses? I really like a drawer over there. Then they'll start to nitpick it. And they'll say, well, can we change this? Can we make that a rollout? Can we make that a garbage? I want to add that. I want to take that out. I like glass. Can we have glass somewhere? So that first initial plan will morph. And don't put all of your resources into that first or second floor plan or the two initial designs. You say like, well, I might design this, and then I'm having a feeling. There's a lot of design is how you feel. How does it make you feel? I don't care what anyone says. It's the way it makes you feel as a designer, because it's all about how you feel in the space. So we have to go with it as that looks good on paper, it feels right to me. Or I want to come up with another plan. You can give the customer might say, I think I want that. And you go, well, I can give them that, but you know what? I really think that I would do that. So you can like say, listen, I gave you this, what you thought you wanted, but look what I came up with. Okay. So you might have two, but the point is they're sketchy. They're not set in stone. They're not stamped and documented. So don't put all of your energy into that first initial consultation. I even do sketches. Now, designers, you do not have to have a computer program to do a kitchen. You need a scale, you need a T-square, you need a drafting board, and some pencils, and a calculator, and an eraser. And it's all mathematical. You're figuring things out, making sure things fit, and it's all math. Okay, if I have a 15 inches here, can I put an 18 inches over there? And what am I going to put in that 18-inch cabinet? Is it going to be 3-drawer base? Is it going to be a full height base with a mixer lift out shelf? And then things morph as they go. So I've done it in the beginning where I just give sketches. I'll just do hand sketches and do like a little, I won't even show them much. It could be black and white pencil drawing. It doesn't matter. That's going to change. So then they look at it and then they're going to change it. You go back to the drawing board and you're going to change it and you make all your changes. In the meantime, you need to know about countertop materials. You need to know about tile. What's the difference between porcelain tile and ceramic tile? And you might have learned it 20 years ago, or you may have never learned it. You may have forgotten. You need a refresher course. This is something that is in there. So you're going to say, well, what are all my surfaces? And you know what? I'm doing a bathroom. Well, what kind of sink? Do you want a 4-hole sink, widespread sink, single hole sink, undermount sink, top mount sink, cast iron sink, porcelain sink, stainless steel sink, copper sink? Do you want a thermostatic shower system, pressure balanced shower system? Those are all the details that you need to know so that you can spec it out. Now, you don't need to know that Kohler makes blah, blah, blah. You need to know that that's a thermostatic system and that's a pressure balance system for the shower. So that's what you need to know. Not whose brand it is and what color it is and all that other stuff, but the technical details. You need to know, is the refrigerator a freestanding refrigerator or a built-in refrigerator? Does it require cabinetry all around it, or is it able to go anywhere? So you need to know the appliance specifications. How do I read an appliance spec sheet? What am I looking at on that appliance spec sheet? What do I need to know? So we talk about uh, asking the questions, developing the design. Let's get into the product of appliances, surfaces, and fixtures. Now, let's talk about the construction of the cabinets. We're having cabinetry in the kitchen. What's the difference between A, B, and C? Why is the price so different? How do I identify a cherry wood? Because when people say I have a cherry kitchen, cherry is a wood. Cherry's not a color. You might have cherry wood with a fireside stain, a Merlot Bordeaux stain, a sable stain, but the wood is cherry. So we're going to find out what's the difference between cherry solid wood versus cherry veneer wood. Well, they age at two different rates because cherry is the most volatile of all woods as far as oxidizing and mellowing and darkening over time. And that there's properties in cherry, there's properties in hickory, there's properties for pine. So each of those woods, because the kitchen has wood species used in it, whether it's painted or stained, there's wood, okay? So the different construction methods, the hinges, the slides, what's the difference between cabinet A and B? Well, A has a 170-degree door hinge and cabinet B has a 135-degree door hinge. So, of course, A is going to be less money than B. But did you know that that's the difference? Or Did you have to find out that, let me look at the hinges inside that cabinet and open up the door and see how the door swings? Does it get stuck and jam? Does it open nicely? How about that drawer when I pull out the drawer slide? What's the different qualities of the drawer slides? What's the different quality of the drawer box? We take apart the box and I break it down. Why is one cabinet one more money than the other? Then we have overlay, full overlay, inset, beaded inset, standard overlay, European, framed, frameless, all of these construction cabinetry standards. I teach all about that. Then I teach about, well, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share my screen, because these are my core courses that I'm launching that are going to be on demand. So they're coming soon. They're there. I've taught them before. All the PowerPoints are ready. I just need to pre-record them and make them up for sale so that you don't have to take it when I have a webinar. You can actually take it at your own pace, and they are CEU certified. So you will get a CEU certification if you've completed the course, and then get the once you've completed the course, you will get the CEU code so that you can report your CEUs. So let me just share my screen, because I'm trying to remember the courses that I have, my core courses. But so here we go. My core courses. Well, first of all, the one-on-one mentorship. That is, I love, love, love working with individual designers on a project, setting up their business, figuring out a design, working with clients, whatever. I love working one-on-one with designers. And usually it's while they're working on a project and we work together. So I'm your partner, your silent partner, without taking 50% of your profit. Then, so we have our kitchen guidelines. What's the proper designing for a kitchen? Then we have our bathroom guidelines. These are based on NKBA, and also the ones that I use the most in my business. I've done New York City, Long Island, the Hamptons, Europe, Mexico. I've done kitchens all over the country and all over the world. Then we have our kitchen and bath design process, which is how do we put our project together? Like where do we start? Then we talked about the cabinet construction standards. So that's really basically learning everything there is to know about good, better, best. And then we have the lighting, a very important course on lighting. So this is going to be specifically for lighting in the kitchen and the bathroom. Did you know you have that chandelier hanging over your tub? Well, that's not supposed to be there unless it's 96 inches above the finished edge of the tub. And it also has to be damp rated, a certain rate of dampness in the bathroom. So people putting in those fancy chandeliers, they're more than likely not damp location certified. So they shouldn't be in the bathroom, period. Then I had about my surfaces, the fixtures, and the appliances. So much to learn in that. And then the final documents. How do we put this all together for the final presentation, for the signing on the dotted line, for the getting the final payment? How do you get paid? How much should you get paid? What paperwork do they need to sign? What goes on from here? This is the close of step one. And after you get to all of these steps, from learning your guidelines to the processes, to the cabinet standards, to the cabinet light, to the kitchen lighting, to all the fixtures and surfaces, then to the final documents. That's all of phase one for kitchen design. The next step is phase two, which is implementing everything now that you've got it all signed, and you're going to start into the next phase of the project, which is ordering the cabinets and getting ready for construction. I also have in here some downloads, free downloads. I have my kitchen client questionnaire, my bathroom client questionnaire. I also have my top 20 tile patterns. I have what to include in your contracts. a fraction conversion chart we need, because we deal with fractions, and those translate into decimals. So, 7/16 equals 0.3475, or 11.1122 millimeters. So see, you need your conversion chart. And then I have my bathroom product checklist, so that when you're doing a bathroom, there's so many items in there to remember to write everything down, and make sure you're ordering all the little items that go in a bathroom, so that you're not ending up with, oh my gosh, the escutcheon is missing on my shower arm because it didn't come with the shower arm. I needed to order it separately. So these are the core courses, 7 core courses: kitchen design guidelines, bathroom design guidelines, kitchen and bathroom design process, cabinet construction standards, kitchen and bathroom lighting design, and surfaces and fixtures and appliances, and then our final documents and drawings that the customer would sign, and you would get your check. Realizing that this is the final step, and that is where the legal, everything going into their kitchen is sold and approved, and you've gotten your money. So those are my core courses that I'm launching, and I'm also going to be making them into a book. I think it's really great that I'm going to be putting these into a book. They are all copyrighted material with the government. So yeah, I'm really excited about it, talking about this Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. And you could do things on demand and on your own. And I kind of lowered the price and made it more amicable for people to do it on their own. And I will be launching like maybe once a year or twice a year, like a whole design intensive where we're doing these in person, live with me, with a half an hour Q&A session. You can ask all the questions, and I can explain, and it's me doing it live. So it's a more of a hands-on way to do the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. And at the end of each course, you'll get a certificate saying that you got your CEU, and also that you've done that course. And that course is going to be the core foundation for what you need to know minimally for doing kitchen and bathroom design. I mean, you really need to know these things. And not every company has the time or the wherewithal to teach all these things. They don't have the processes in place. They could be a lot of people are independent. What I've learned over the years is through corporations, having worked for Home Depot and worked for Home Expo. These are corporate policies that I've learned, procedures that I've learned, working with hundreds of thousands of people, or dozens of people, or even 10 people, whatever. I've had to work with them and order process and do all this. So this is really the foundation for you to learn more details about the kitchen and bathroom business, because there's really no place to learn it. I mean, and NKBA, I'm a member of NKBA, and I love being a member, and I support the National Kitchen and Bath Association, but I'm not certified. And I can support them without being certified. I'm not a certified designer. The homeowners don't even understand what certified is. And there's a lot of everyone's not on the same page when it comes to being certified. It's not like an architect where you have to have a license. You don't have to have a license to be an interior designer, and in most states, and you don't need a license to be a kitchen and bath designer. You could be certified, and certified is one thing, but it's still not a state license. Okay. So I believe you can be a great designer, a fabulous designer. And I know it because I'm one of them. I'm a good designer, but I am not certified. But I know probably more than some of the people that are certified. Even people taking the test say, they didn't teach us that in that. They didn't. And I'm like, well, why didn't they teach that? So basic 101, and you didn't even learn that? Okay. So my thinking is from a working professional with a successful kitchen and bath design business with 32 years of experience is going to teach you the foundation that you need to grow on to become a successful kitchen and bath designer. This is everything that you would have your foundation. These are the four corners and the center supports, and then you're going to build from there. So that's what these courses are, and that's the beginning of the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy Level 1. So again, keep an eye out. I'm promoting all of these courses. I'm doing all this now. They're not available live. You could register now, but there's nothing there. I'm working on them. It's a work in progress, people. A lot of work, lot of work, lot of work, lot of work. So you hear that, Sally? Get on it. Except there's no Sally. And anyway, then the next thing I wanted to talk about in my little talk here is about cabinetry delivery. Okay. How do the cabinets get to the job site? Okay, you've gone and you've ordered cabinets from XYZ. Now, if it is a large company, like we'll say Craftmade, okay? Because that's Home Depot, that's everywhere. Everybody knows Craftmade. So, and Omega, that's another one. Whatever. Pick your major brand where they're a multinational, a multi-state. They sell through multi-states, okay? So the main factory for I don't know, let's call it Allison's Kitchens. Okay, Allison's Kitchens factory. My cabinetry is made in Wisconsin. Okay, I have a factory in Wisconsin. That means I'm located at a certain area in the United States. That company, so Allison's Kitchen, based on the size of my business and the reach of my business, the logistics of my business, I can deliver cabinetry from Wisconsin to California, to New York, to Virginia, to Florida, Texas. So everybody in those states are the dealers. So I got my dealers, Allison's Kitchen dealer over here, another one in Florida, another one in Virginia, another one in North Carolina. I'm booming. I'm all over the United States. Well, okay, so I've got all these orders coming in from all over the United States. I've got thousands of projects going on at one time. I've got 100,000 square foot factory. I've got hundreds of workers, and I've got assembly line of cabinetry. They're wrapping them. They're coating them. So now I'm a vendor. So Mary ordered Allison's Kitchens. Allison's Kitchen cabinets. Okay, Mary says, I'm ready. My cabinets are coming. How are they going to get to your job site? This is what happens. This multi-distribution manufacturer, their cabinets, Allison's Kitchens, get all wrapped up. They get with their codes on them, their labels on them. They get inspected and they get wrapped and they get put on a truck. And every kitchen project has a number. Okay, you have your master number for your kitchen. So your Mary's kitchen number and Allison's brand of cabinetry, they match, right? So everything matches. So that number cabinet order goes to Mary. That cabinet order goes to Joe. That cabinet order goes to, over there. So I now have my cabinets and they're all going all over the United States. What happens is you have the shipping department. The shipping department takes all the completed kitchens based on where they're getting delivered, and they plan out their delivery route, and they pack the truck according to stop-offs. So that truck is going to leave Allison's Kitchens in Wisconsin, and I'm going to make my way to Chicago, to Ohio, to New Jersey, to Vermont, whatever my truck route is. And that company, Allison's Kitchens, has 5 trucks that go all over the United States. Okay, I've got 5 different directions. These cabinets get loaded into that truck route, and they get loaded on in according to the way that they get loaded off. So they go, okay, my first stop is the last kitchen on the truck. So the last stop is the first kitchen on in the truck. So they're emptying kitchen, 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 kitchen. So your cabinets are going into from the factory, they're getting wheeled into the truck. They're going into that delivery truck and the logistics truck that has 20 kitchens on it, and it's driving all over the United States or East Coast, whatever that direction is. So there's 20 kitchens, 25 kitchens, 10 kitchens, whatever on that truck. It's making its route. Then those cabinets, they're on a tractor trailer. So more than likely they're on like a 50-foot tractor trailer, because they're loaded with kitchens going to Virginia, Chicago, wherever, okay? There's 50 kitchens, whatever's on that truck. We've got a truckload of people's kitchens. Now, that truckload of kitchens, Allison's Kitchens doesn't go, oh, here, Tony, here's your kitchen order. Oh, down the road. Oh, here's your kitchen order down the road. Oh, here's your kitchen order down the road. They don't do that. What they do now is that big tractor trailer of cabinets goes to a distribution center, a distribution delivery company. And those delivery companies are not the same who deliver furniture. A company that delivers furniture is completely different, more than likely separate division. They might have a division for furniture and a division for cabinetry, because cabinetry gets handled completely different from furniture. When I've gotten involved with furniture delivery, it's completely different than, accepting it for kitchen cabinetry. So we have the big tractor trailer. The big tractor trailer goes to Peninsula Deliveries, located in their hub in Hicksville. I'm going to have all my dealers on Long Island from Allison's Kitchen Cabinets, because there's not one brand. One kitchen, Allison's Kitchen isn't just in New Hyde Park. She's in there and there and there and there and there. So that all those kitchens get unloaded in that distribution center. So they're now at Peninsula. Okay, so they're at Peninsula moving with storage, whatever that is. Okay, booth movers, they're all there. Then that shipping company, then from there, contacts the individual people and says, your kitchen's here, your kitchen's here, your kitchen's in, your kitchen's in, your tub is in, whatever's in is in, and it's ready to be delivered. Because they don't like to store cabinets, okay? Cabinets got to be in 2 weeks and they got to be out. Any longer than that, you're paying for storage fees, and you run into the problem that stuff can get damaged. The longer it's sitting in the warehouse, the more things can get damaged. So our cabinets went from the warehouse to the truck, moving all around in that truck, even though they're wrapped up in this whatever and they're stacked. They try so hard not to make anything happen to them. And then they're getting off the truck with guys walking with them, or with a hand truck. There are people carrying the stuff off. So then they go into that spot inside the warehouse. Then the warehouse people are taking that cabinet and putting it on their trolley or whatever, and then they're bringing it back on that truck. So you see all the damage, all the moving, all the racking, and how much beat up those cabinets are before they've even come to you, even though they're wrapped in cardboard and shrink wrapped or whatever. They've gone through this rigmarole of going from there to there to there to there. So now they go into booth movers, for argument's sake, and that they're received, and you call, okay, I'm getting them delivered. Now that 50-foot truck with all the kitchens is no longer, a problem, because you can't, residential blocks can't necessarily fit a tractor trailer that's coming with kitchens on it. So they get individually delivered. So the trucks are smaller. That, Peninsula Trucking is only going to deliver 3 kitchens in that day. And they're going to make their route, and they're going to unload their truck the same way. They're going to load it with the last stop goes in first and the first stop goes in last, and they unload everything accordingly. When those cabinets get to the job site, they are not carried into the house automatically. They are curbside delivered. So if you want those in the house, you need to make sure either you're paying the delivery company to bring them into the house. It could be that that's included in your delivery, that they'll bring it in. You're going to charge if there's one flight of stairs, two flights of stairs, you're going to have to pay extra. So now they take those cabinets and they deliver them. And you need to have somebody on site to help you unload that truck, because the delivery is usually made by one guy, not two guys. So they're assuming somebody's going to be there to help unload that truck. And if it's not you, it's got to be your contractor, it's got to be a worker. You're going to get a big long list of all the cabinets that are getting delivered. And you're going to write it off. You're going to check it off, because a kitchen consists of 50 parts, 30 parts, a certain amount of boxes. And you're going to have that total, and they count the boxes up, and they're going to read the codes off of everything and make sure your codes are correctly, because there's a lot of mistakes that can happen with all of this coming up. Like, you could get everything and go, wait a minute, where's my corner sink base? You can't start your project until your corner sink base is on site. So now if anything happened to your corner sink base, or let's say you got your corner sink base and it is completely damaged, or you opened it up after you got it to the house, open it up, and then you found it was damaged. So there's a lot of things that happen from the minute the cabinetry is done from the manufacturer till the time it gets into your client's house. So when the cabinets get delivered to your client's house, I like to be on site, or if you have a project manager, should be on site, or you should go later in site. Your contractor should be there. Somebody should be there checking it in. And also, never, ever, 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 ever deliver kitchen cabinetry unless they have been paid in full 100%. 100%. I don't care what your other deal is and how you want to break up your other project, but those cabinets are 100% paid for before they get to your house. And if the customer wants to give you money the day they get there, then it's a certified check or it's cash. Okay? Because those cabinets have to be paid to the manufacturer, more than likely. And you're better off with your money anyway. You make sure, because it's thousands of dollars, tens of thousands. You pay. The cabinet company is getting paid for their cabinets, unless you have such wonderful credit and you could do a 30-day, bills are due in 30 days or whatever. Most of the time it's COD. So for the customers, it's COD. Never deliver anything without having all of your money. Okay. That's a big, huge, 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 huge mistake. Okay. Because the process for kitchens installation is months. And if you leave any money on the table, it's a detriment to you, not to your client, but to you, because you're the one running your business. So that's the logistics of cabinetry. And then, that's why I never, ever, ever, ever gut a kitchen until the cabinets are on site. I'm working with a designer now, and the contractor said he goes in there 3 weeks ahead of time. He starts preparing. He starts doing this. He starts doing that. Absolutely 100% not. Because that truck that was carrying everybody's cabinets, it fell off the side of the road. It was in an accident. Cabinets all over. There's no more cabinets. You know what happened? Those cabinets are due to be shipped out on Friday. The factory burnt down on Thursday. No joke. It's happened. Cabinets are delivered completely the wrong color. Why? Because maybe on that acknowledgement form that you didn't check off properly the first time said AB instead of AC, and it's all the wrong color. So never, ever, ever gut your project or do anything until the cabinets are on site. Have your cabinets sitting in the factory or sitting in the delivery company as long as somebody's gone there and checked them, or in your garage or in your living room. The customers need to know that a kitchen project and a bathroom project are the projects from hell. Hell, they're going to hate it. They're going to hate it because they're living in the middle of it. And even if they're not living in the middle of it, they're so anxious about construction, it's not even funny. I've never done it before. They're nervous and everybody's angry. I've never had it's such a wonder, it's very rare that you have a customer going, okay, that's great, that's great. Many people won't even leave the house while they're doing the kitchen. They insist on being in the house. So you're losing your grocery shopping, going out, doing things because you're worried about them working in your house on your kitchen. So the kitchen project and a bathroom project, oh my God, you're invading their house. You're making it dirty. You're disrupting where their refrigerator is. They can't cook. They can't wash their cup of coffee. Where do they even plug in the coffee? So people are, So you don't start a kitchen project. Do not rip out one thing until those cabinets are on site. And that, I'm not telling you just one story. I'm telling you many stories. We've had kitchen cabinets because people didn't know that they should measure the front door and the cabinet can't get into the house. Well, now what do you do? So if you have, or if something like I said in my example, the corner kitchen cabinet, the corner, whether it's a Lazy Susan, whatever, you all start in the corner when you install a kitchen. You start in the corner or you start in the window and you work your way out. But that corner is a set. Usually they start in the corner and they work their way out. So if anything happens to that corner cabinet, you can't do anything. You could install, but you can't even really screw them in because you don't know if you need a filler. You don't know. So don't rip anything out. Open the cabinet, one or two couple of cabinets. Make sure that they're in the right color, they're the right wood, the right finish, the right hinge, the right door style. Very easy to make a simple mistake. I mean, I've had people where they got completely the wrong color kitchen. And it wasn't even like, it was like a frosted maple when they had maple back then, and they wanted like cherry wood. So it was like completely wrong. So what happens then? You are responsible for that pickled kitchen, that frosted maple kitchen that you ordered wrong. If you didn't sign off on your acknowledgement properly. So you're going to be costing you as a company, Solara Designs, the cost of a whole new kitchen. So that's why these nomenclatures and the numbers and checking paperwork and doing your paperwork is so extremely important. And it's a fast business. You put that order in and you get your order acknowledgement within a couple of days, a day, 24 hours, 48 hours. And you got to look at it and turn it around. Because like I said, one wrong, an L instead of an R, or a different number instead of another number. And it's complicated and you can make a mistake. And when the cabinets are making that journey of going from here to here and they're driving over, potholes, and the truck is going like that, and the truck is swerving and driving and parking, and then it's going from there, and things happen. Cabinets can get damaged. So that's always a possibility. And it's all of those damages. Before I go on to the other way, if you have custom cabinets, all those damages are covered under warranty for a certain amount of time. If you have anybody who's any kind of a name brand, you're going to have cabinets coming in damaged, and that's all warranty work. You could have a piece of molding that went through and has a big knot in it. And you're like, why on earth would anyone let that molding through with a huge knot in it? So, then it gets back and forth, like, okay, manufacturer, it's your fault, you need to pay for new molding, or I realize it's a defect in the wood, whatever, because it always gets back to he said, she said, he said, she said. Who's gonna pay for the mistake? Who's gonna pay for the damage? Who's gonna pay for the error? That's why you don't leave money on the table with the client, because at the end, they're so frustrated and angry and something went wrong, and they feel they should be compensated because they had to eat out for a week longer than they thought they were going to have to eat out. So you don't leave 5% on the table. You leave 1%, 2%, 3%, not 10%. I'm not coming and following people to try and collect $5,000 on a project. No, you'll do it once, you'll do it twice, and then you get burned. And then you go, no, that's not my policy anymore. Everything has to be paid in full. I'll leave $1,000 as off of the final payment, but that's it. And I can guarantee you a lot of people, 80% of the people are going to balk about, or 50% balk about paying that final payment. It's just the way it goes, unless you're like Lowe's or Home Depot, and they get their money up front. They get 100%, all their money up front, whether it's the construction and everything. If your project's 100 grand, you're paying $100,000 up front to Home Depot. At least that's what it was years ago. So anyway, the delivery of the company. So you need to be aware of how your cabinets are coming, what they're going to look like, and what's the logistics of how they get to you. Then let's say you're dealing with a small company that's a custom company. They're really a high-end custom, and they deliver blanket wrapped to the job site. They might be delivering only 2 kitchens to your area because, let's face it, it's a high-end cabinet, and there's only 1% of billionaires as opposed to the rest of us. So those high-end luxury kitchens are not as many. So maybe that very high-end cabinet company is only delivering a few, and they're going to have smaller trucks. Okay, they're not going to have a 50-foot tractor trailer. They're going to have a box truck of some kind. So in that case, the cabinets come blanket wrapped. They're just going to have like moving blankets on them. Maybe they'll have some shrink wrap on them, but they call that blanket wrapped. They don't invest in cardboard wrapping. They don't do all that. They hand wrap everything. It's much more of a furniture grade, so they treat it like furniture. So now those blanket wrapped cabinets, you've got, Prevo cabinets, who we all know that I love. They're going to come with maybe 2 guys on the truck, okay? Maybe 1, but they're not planning to unload your truck. They're coming to curbside deliver it to the site. They'll put it into the garage, but they're not bringing it into the house. They're not doing anything except basic. So if you want those cabinets, you need to have somebody meet that truck. Again, it should be you, it should be your contractor, your project manager, whoever. You don't leave it up to the homeowner. You say, listen, I'm going to meet the truck. The truck is getting delivered. I'll be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. And you're there for the delivery and helping to unload or coordinating unloading. It takes 2 people to unload a truck. 2. So usually there's, the drivers will help and you give them a tip or whatever, but that's not their job. They're drivers. They're delivering. They're not unloading. Okay. So they come blanket wrapped and everything gets more set up, and it has to be put, those cabinets, because of the cost of them, you would be putting them in your house. Okay. You're not putting custom cabinets that came blanket wrapped to your house in your garage. It's not happening. You're going to put them in a nice place in the living room, and you're going to have to kind of make sure that everything is padded and protected, because those blankets go back with the custom cabinet company because they reuse those blankets over and over and over. So those are the 2 ways that the cabinets get delivered to the job site. And maybe if you're working in like a construction zone, like it's new construction, a big development, you might be able to get a tractor trailer into that area. But a lot of it, logistically, you can't drive a tractor trailer in a residential area. They just can't make the turns. They can't make the turns. They can't go down the block. They can't drive in residential areas. They're meant to go to shipping and moving and deliveries and highways and main roads. So that's why you need these little delivery companies. And then you make a relationship, like that. Like Allison's Kitchens. I already use, in New York, I use Peninsula. In New Jersey, I use Booth. So those are the people that I have the contract with my company. So if you, Sally's Kitchens, want to know where your kitchen is going to, where's my Allison's Kitchens getting delivered to? They're getting delivered to Booth, and Booth will call you to make the delivery. And there you will coordinate the delivery from there. But the main factory is out of the loop, so for deliveries. That I thought was very, like, to me it seems easy because I've been doing it for so long. I mean, I've had tractor trailers pulling up to the job site. I've been to the moving company, the storage company. I've seen them unload my cabinets. And sometimes those guys unloading the cabinets are rough. And maybe they don't, they're hourly workers. They don't care about your cabinets. They're just a box coming in. So it's really easy to get damaged cabinetry. And one storage facility is going to be more problematic than another, possibly. And if you find that, listen, that peninsula has a lot of damages and all my kitchen's coming, it's because there's something happened in translation. It's not that it necessarily left the factory like that. It's because it traveled thousands of miles to get to you, and it went on the truck, off the truck, on the truck, off the truck, on the truck, off the truck. So there's a lot of moving around. That's why the construction of the cabinets, and also the support, like the support beams and the joinery of the cabinets, and what's the quality. Like, you'll get a really cheap cabinet, and oh my gosh, it was so inexpensive. Yeah, it doesn't have the right, stability, and it's not as square. It gets moved. It's racks, meaning getting out of square. It was made 100% with the machine, and everything was beautiful when they started. But then as it shipped and shipped and shipped, it got a little rattled and got a little rattled. And we've all gotten stuff from delivery companies, like from Wayfair or for whatever, and you open up the box and there's a damage in there. So it's the same premise with kitchen cabinetry. Even though they were made for you, even though they were custom through the semi-custom, made for you at the factory, hand drawn, whatever, can't help but have damages, errors, problems. And if you are aware that that's ahead of time, that that's going to happen, you can just reassure your customer, giving your customer client expectations. No, Mrs. Smith, your cabinets don't come directly from Plain and Fancy. They have to go to there, and then from there they go to there. So, it's not, we have to coordinate all this for you, Mrs. Smith. And Mrs. Smith, the cabinets don't come at 9 o'clock in the morning. They can come between 9 and 12. You might have a window for the whole entire day. I can't guarantee you what's going to happen. We don't know if there's going to be traffic. We don't know if anyone called in sick. We don't know if somebody said, wait a minute, take my stuff off the truck. I want to delay it. These things happen. So understanding of the mythology of how it goes, and realizing when those cabinets get into the house, whoever installs them, they are not unwrapping them. They are not taking the garbage away. They are not taking all the cardboard away. The delivery company is dropping off your cabinets, having you sign that you received all the items, and they're out of there. They don't care whether it's the wrong color. Peninsula movers, Peninsula trucking, whatever, they got to go to the next job. They don't have time to deal with your errors or open things up. It's a drop off and go. Okay. So that's why you have contractors there, or you're there, so that you can start unwrapping things, so that you can take a look at the cabinets. I always pull out one door, one cabinet, and check the door. Is that my door style? Is that the color? So you don't have to open all of them, and they will not open them. And then you got to make sure that you have a way to get that garbage away, because you're going to end up with a pile of boxes that those cabinets were wrapped in cardboard. They were wrapped in cardboard, shrink wraps, foam, corner blocks. They're usually wrapped with a ton of wrapping, or a box, completely in a box. You've got to get rid of all that garbage. So that's another thing that you have to worry about. It's not only the cabinetry coming there, but getting rid of the garbage from the boxes. Okay. So there's a lot of the logistics that go on with the cabinetry. I know when it comes to furniture, like I did furniture one time and I was like, I don't understand how this is getting delivered. And then it's like, no. And then we come up and then we remove the thing and we bring it to the house and it's a white glove treatment. Forget about white glove. It's not even a verb. It's not even anything. And there's no white glove in kitchen delivery. Okay. There's no unwrapping and setting it up and putting it in place. It doesn't happen. They're taking it, they're dropping it off and they're leaving. So the wrapping and the undoing and all that stuff is going to be done by the contractors, the homeowner's contractor, your contractor, or the homeowner themselves is going to do the unwrapping. But that's what happens to cabinets. And your purchase order, like let's say I'm ordering my order. So my internal order number is 1234. When I put that purchase order 1234 to Allison's Kitchens says, oh, well, that's kitchen project number XY1739. So your 1234 is not it's no longer the number. The number is now going to be for referring XY7 blah blah blah. And that XY7127 whatever is going to be the number that gets on every single cabinet. So that's your project number, your order number, your batch number, everything in that number is what is the record for your kitchen. Those numbers, those order numbers, those whatever code that manufacturer used is going to be on the cabinetry somewhere. So for the warranty later on, the label is more than likely open up a drawer box, take the drawer out, look at the back of the drawer box, the very back or underneath it, there'll be a label. There'll be like a barcode or a label or a number written somewhere on the cabinetry that is the factory number. And that factory number is the reference for all of your warranties. I had a customer just call me now. She's having some finishes on her painted finishes, a lifetime warranty on her cabinets that I sold her. Yes, I sell warranty, people. So there's a lifetime warranty on those cabinets. And I told her, those are covered under warranty. Pull out the drawer, pull out something, find the number. There's an order number. If it's two-tone kitchen, there's an order number for the one-tone color and an order number for the other color. And all they need is that number. And because that's a computerized digital, everything's computerized. And they look up that number. They could tell everything from the order, the color, who sold it, when it was sold, when it was delivered. Everything is geared towards that number. So that number from the factory is going to be somewhere on those cabinetry. Usually it's a drawer box. And you got to pull the drawer box out of the cabinet altogether. Okay, you're not going to have a UPC or a code anywhere on a beautiful finished side or anything like that. It's usually on a drawer box. And that's where you would tell your customer that's your order number. The customer can call directly based on that order number and get their own replacement order information and everything like that. So in case, like, let's say you're not in business anymore, doesn't mean that those, Allison's Kitchens cabinets aren't being made anymore. It just means Mary's Kitchens aren't in business anymore. So those Allison's cabinetry is covered for lifetime. So you just give them that number and they'll take the information and start the process from there. But that is the journey of cabinetry. So they don't get unwrapped at the house. You got to do that. The only time they're going to get unwrapped at the house is when they come blanket wrapped from the vendor directly, custom, high-end custom, and then they take their blankets, literally their blankets, back with them. So keep an eye out for more of my classes. Now that check out the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. I'm all new designing it, putting it all together, and it's going to be all on demand. And then I'll be running twice a year a design intensive where I'll take those courses and I'll teach them live in case you don't want to do things on your own. You'd rather do it as part of a program and have me as your instructor live and being able to ask me questions as a Q&A session after. So I have going to do live, but I'm also going to have on demand. And then don't forget to check out the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. Go on to AlisonSolar.com, AlisonSolar.com. And in the corner, you'll say the KBDA login. That will take you to my academy. And if you scroll, you will see where I offer one-on-one mentorship, which is, and you can book your session right then and there. You can hop on and call me for a 15-minute discovery call for free to work together. But one-on-one is we're working. Like I said, I'm your business partner without taking 50% of your commission. I'll help you design. I'll help you figure it out, figuring out your layout, cabinetry, designing, business proposals, presentations, delivery information, logistics, where to get your product. We work one-on-one with whatever your questions are. And I absolutely love doing one-on-one with designers. It's the most fun, and you will get like an amazing amount of information out of that one-on-one. People tell me it's the best thing they've ever done. This is because it's all, when I'm talking my kitchen and bath stuff, I'm talking my kitchen and bath stuff, and you can't stop me. See? It's already, I'm talking for over an hour. I told you I could talk forever about kitchen and bath design. So the one-on-one mentoringship, you can sign right up there, and we can work on getting a day together and a package together. I usually do a package of 3 or 6 because it's like a project that we're working on. And then I have my core courses, which, what is it, the 6 or 7 core courses? It's actually some are 2 courses combined. So it's a doubling up of courses. And some of the courses are 2 hours because they are more detailed, and they my cabinet construction standards happens to be my favorite course to teach, and I love that subject. And also the free resources where you can download the fractions to decimal, okay? Because I always tell everybody, get your calculator out, and I can't put 3/4 of an inch, but I can put 3.75 or 0.75, which is 3/4, 0.75. And then I have my client questionnaire for the kitchens. Like, what questions do you ask? Then I have my bathroom client questionnaire and bathroom product checklist. Oh my gosh, the bathroom is full of little tiny items. It's not like you buy the shower system already ready. You can, but you can also do it a la carte. So there's a lot of working parts in a bathroom, more than there are in a kitchen. So I have my bathroom product checklist just to make sure you got everything in there, because a shower pan doesn't come with a shower drain. A bathtub doesn't come with a tub drain. You have to order that separately. So, and then I have the client question, and then my tile patterns, and what else was in there? A bunch of free downloads. The client questionnaire, and also what to include in your contracts. What should be included when you're writing certain things for kitchen design and bathroom design? Our contracts, and the contracts again are a blanket contract. And let me tell you, I change and modify my contract all the time. I'm constantly modifying, per client. One client wants you to make sure you said this in there. All right, I'll say that in there. Or you might say, no, I don't work like that. I'm sorry, this is my contract. But I've modified it according to the project. Not all projects are the same. I'm not always doing the same thing. I might be consulting. I might be selling product. I might be selling drawings. I might be selling my time. So I have a couple of different contracts, but there's certain things you should include for the basic understanding of a contract, and then you can elaborate on that. My contracts aren't they're not a legal thing where you're just going to download it and that's it. It's what you should include, just so that in case you cancel the job, picture you don't want to work with that client anymore. You got to have a termination clause in there. Like, listen, Mrs. Smith, I'm sorry, but it's just not working out with us because you're driving me insane. But you really can't say that. But you can, say that if whatever in your project, if you don't find you're not, you want to terminate the contract for whatever reason, I need to uphold my end of the contract. I have to finish supplying you with this. I have to finish giving you that. I have to make sure you get that because you already paid me for it. Or if it's the customer and they owe you money, they got to pay up for the money that they owe you. They can't leave any purchase orders open, so that who's responsible for what. So that's in the contract. So stuff like that. So the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy, like I said, has been a dream. I've been working on it for 5-6 years. And I've been sick along the way. So, 2 years out of that, I was very, very sick. But it takes a lot to get back on track, especially when you have been not doing anything for a long time. But I'm really committed to getting this the way I want it to be. Finally, after all these years, I have the energy, I have the wherewithal, and I've got this vision, and I'm not going to let it go. I am driven to do this and succeed. And that is the key to anything anyone does in their life regarding anything. If you have it in your mind that you're going to do it, then you can do it. So it's in my mind, and I'm going to get this up and running and let it become what I envision it to become, because I know that this is the foundation that you need to get started and to build on to be a successful kitchen and bath designer. This is the nuts and the bolts. This is the creme de la creme, where you're going to build that on it and then go from there. But these things are the basics, the least you should know. And if you know these things inside and out, you will be knowledgeable. You will shine in what you're doing. You will be confident. You won't make mistakes, and you won't lose money. Okay? And you'll be able to be successful and grow your business as a kitchen and bath design professional, or add it as a value package to your interior design portfolio, because there's a lot of money to be made in kitchen and bathroom design, and it's a room in the house. And if you're in the house as an interior designer, they're going to ask you to do the kitchen and bath. And if you're going to do the kitchen and bathroom, you should have the knowledge. And that's what the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy is all about. That's what my education, my teaching, everything that I know, you can learn. It's all not learnable. So anyway, if you have a project that you're working on, if you have anything that you like, I just wish I had a resource and someone to go to. And am I doing this the right way? Is this the proper design? How am I thinking about it? Is this the right product? Is this the right process? Is this the right view? What should I do? I'm here to help you, to guide you, and teach you how to do it, what to do, and how to do it the right way. And there's always, everybody, and you'll change it according to your own way of doing things. But my way of doing things is very step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, and then you're done. You follow those steps, you learn to know those basics, the basic of what you need to know, and you go up from there. So check out the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. Sign up for a free download. Probably my kitchen client questionnaire is one of my biggest downloads. Bathroom client questionnaire. You might not even understand why you're asking these questions, but there's a really good reason why you want to know whether they're on a slab or whether they have a finished basement or a crawl space, because a lot of times you're moving things in a kitchen and you need to know, how do I access my pipes, my electricity, my plumbing, and stuff like that. So there's a method to all of the madness. And that note for the method on all the madness. I came back for What's New Wednesday and I did it. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your week and keep on learning, because knowledge is power and power is confidence, and confidence is a brand that sells. Thanks, guys. Ciao for now. Peace out. And how do I end this?